Can I get a year? What's going on, Underworld crew? Over the past month, I've put almost 100 hours in Division 2, and although I did play 1 and 2 at launch, things have certainly changed for the better over the time. And if you're an avid viewer of this channel, you know Destiny's not in the best spot right now as we wait for more information on Shadow and Order. Destiny has multiple expansion delays, but Division 2 went 18 months without any new content and is still kicking, if not thriving, with the 400% player surge in the past month and a third game on the way. We're really gonna get Division 3 before Destiny 3. What a world we live in. Now, if Destiny 2 took an 18-month break with no content, I don't think there would be a Destiny 2 no more. And with all that being said, here are 5 things that I think Destiny 2 could learn from Division 2. Number 5, targeted loot. As we know, certain activities in the portal may have specific items that is targeted that you can get guaranteed if you hit a certain score. In Division 2, it's way more than that. Every section of the map has a rotation of gear that is dropping more often in that section, which is amazing. The missions also have a rotation of gear that changes focus daily. The best part is there are also multiple activities that you can specifically pick what type of gear you want to drop. If you want to focus on ARs or snipers, all you gotta do is click a specific button. Number 4 is shareable loot. Have you ever had a god roll or an exotic your friend is chasing drop for you instead, and you can basically feel them staring daggers into you through the screen? Well, in Division 2, if that happens, you can just drop it. Easy as that. Some people may have an issue with this though, because it could potentially lead to real world money trading for items. Well, you don't have to worry about that, because for you to drop a piece of gear for a teammate, they have to be in your team when it drops, and you only get a 6-hour cooldown until you can give it to that person. Now, I know some people would prefer an actual trading system. I wouldn't have a problem with that either, but I do know these companies want to avoid people trading real money. I know this isn't as big as the rest of the stuff on the list, but I still wanted to mention it because it is a really good quality of life thing. Now, I would really prefer regular trading, but I know some companies, like I said, don't want the opportunity of real world trading becoming a thing, and I get it. But actual trading in Destiny could be really cool, and I hope it comes eventually. Number 3 is a living world. Washington, D.C., Manhattan, and Brooklyn, New York are all wonderful play spaces, but what separates them, in my opinion, from Destiny is that they all feel alive. Each of these locations feel like a living, breathing, real-world city that still moves when you're not around. Civilians and enemies are taking materials from player control points to another control point. Enemy factions may take some civilians hostage or even blare their propaganda for each faction in the street. All this stuff adds up to make the entire map feel like it's moving just as much as you are to protect or destroy itself. I do wish players could see each other moving around the map, and I know it's possible because the mobile version of Division Resurgence, has this, and there should be no reason why a mobile version of a game has the same thing that people have been asking for ages. It makes no sense how it continues to happen to where a AAA game has features that players have always been asking for in the mobile port of the game. I hate it. It's a valid criticism though. Division 2 also has some seasonal events just like Destiny, but it is a fairly new feature. That is not the type of event I am talking about though. Division 2 has different kinds, like 5 or 3 times XP events, or you can get a double amount of materials to upgrade stuff. While I was writing this video, they had a countdown surge that allowed you to get more materials from a certain game mode that you can use to buy different stuff. Other events like the ones called Ambush and Assault, where you do 10 to 15 times more damage when you're standing still, or Assault when it gives you the same bonus damage when you're within 20 feet of an enemy, which basically changes the complete playstyle of your character. These events are also toggled on and off, so you don't always have to play with them on in the first place. During these types of events, you can earn things called event stars that you can also use to purchase different type of things like exotic caches and other caches that can give you upgrade materials, which is really cool. Destiny has added something similar like the special and heavy ammo surges throughout the portal, or where you can get specific damage boost on different type of weapon foundries, but this is cool, but in my opinion, they could do way cooler stuff with this. For the honorable mention, I'm putting this here because this will absolutely change depending on how many hours I put in Division 2, and this is never going to be static because people can change. And my 5,000 hours in Destiny 2 and my only 100 hours in Division 2, the Division 2 community is way nicer and approachable as a new player. This is just my opinion and it could be wrong. It's been a very, and I mean very long time since I've been a new player in the Destiny universe. But in the decades of Destiny 2, I've been helped way more often in Division 2. I got a bunch of help from people that were understanding that I was a new player and they helped me out with certain activities. The Reddit seems a lot more open to people looking for help with their builds and how to improve them. I saw multiple threads for new players to read on there because of the surge of new players joining the game. For example, there's a pistol in the game called the Quick Step that lets you run 20% faster while holding it. It is an event exclusive item that you can normally only get during events. I originally saw it when people were running around in the countdown activity and I'm like, bro, they are hauling ass. Why am I not running as fast as them? I thought they had a tax sprint or something. I spent a lot of time in settings trying to figure it out, only to find out that it was because of this pistol. And I was very sad that I found out that I could not get it anymore. As I was doing another activity that was a bit more difficult for me, I asked for help, which is another thing you can do in this game that I do enjoy, and somebody accepted the invitation. Now, this activity requires you to do a lot of running. So after we completed the activity, he typed in text chat, "Hey man, do you not have Quick Step?" And I just said, no, I didn't have it. I was really sad that I couldn't get it anymore. So he invited me to his lobby, did the bounty that lets me get the weapon, and gave me all the loot that came with it. So now I have Quick Step. And it's really cool. I love it. I'm speeding around the map again, but that's just something that just can't happen in Destiny. A, because you can't drop the weapons, and B, most people, especially in LFG, unless you have a really nice Sherpa, most Destiny players aren't willing to help you. Hell, I'm somewhat part of this myself. I do try to help when new people come on my chat need help with stuff. I try to as much as I can, but more often than not, this is just not happening in Destiny 2. So I feel like a nice, approachable community is a wonderful thing to have. Now, like I said, this could change as I learn more about the community. I do know there are some bad apples that people are avoiding, but it's enjoyable. I've had a blast. People are always talking in text chat, wondering what they're going for, trying to figure out if anyone finds a loot that they were looking for so you can drop it for them if you don't want it. It's amazing. I love it. I hope we see more of this in Destiny in the future. Now, number one is something I've been asking to be added to Destiny for ages. It is in-game build making guides. As you level up in Division, you can get loot boxes at certain milestones. On your road to level 40, you'll get a loot box with a pre-built build in it. A tutorial then pops up and explains what they just gave you and how the gear set and weapon perks work together to make a cohesive build. This small little feature has been something that I think would help tremendously. It's a twofold gigantic W, because on one hand, it shows the player that their extensive build crafting exists in this game, and also gives the player a taste of how strong these builds can be without it being so strong that they'll use it for the rest of their playthrough, because you get it so early, you'll out level it. This was originally what I thought the new light gear pack was going to be when you visit Ikora for the first time in a new character. That would have been the perfect time to explain it, but instead they just let you click a button whether or not you want Solar, Arc, or Void, and they give you a bunch of weapons, some armor, an exotic that you have no idea what it does, some aspects and fragments that you still don't know how they do, and they don't tell you how they work together if they work together to begin with. This is a terrible, terrible misuse of an opportunity, because build crafting is one of the best things you can do in Destiny 2. There's no other game like it, in my opinion, that has build crafting on the scale of Destiny 2. And it's super duper fun. And it's terrible that these new players are missing out on it because they don't know how it works. And because Bungie knows how strong builds in this game can be, they make the stuff more difficult. And then you get your average new light guardian wondering why the game is so hard and complaining about it all over the internet when they're just shooting a Kvastov at somebody and not using their abilities. Literally, I kid you not, when I saw this build tutorial for the first time in Division 2, I literally jumped out of my chair, because I was like, the fact that this is a possibility in any game, and they explained it so well with videos, they went over step by step of what armor piece does and why it works together. The possibility is there. I'm sure there are a bunch of people that are like, I didn't know this type of build crafting exists. I'm gonna look more into it, and they continue to look into it. Something like this definitely should have been added when they updated the new light guide in game. It makes no sense how this game has some of the worst new player onboarding in gaming history. Some of the most evergreen content on Destiny that is always currently being made is new player guides, because the new player onboarding system is just flat out terrible. I'm pretty sure Bungie understands that the average new player to Destiny is coming with a friend that already plays the game, and they expect them to be taught by the player that's been playing for a long time. That is unacceptable. There should be a system to where someone can play this game for the first time and know exactly what to do, how to do it, and to experience the game in the most fun way. It doesn't take that long to make tutorials. If Division can do it, you can do it too, Bungie. Excuse my passion towards the end there, but that is something that bothers me so much. And like I said, when I saw this in Division, I jumped out of my seat with joy. That is 5 things that I think Destiny 2 could learn from Division 2. Do you think these things could be added to Destiny 2, or am I asking for too much? Let me know all of it in the comments below. Have a good rest of your day, stay spooky, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm gonna go play some more Division. Peace.